We do, of course, want to stay on this story, and for that, we want to bring in Abadi Ismail. He heard the mid-air collision and lives just a few kilometers, about 3 kilometers from that crash site, and he joins us now from Washington. So first, I want to begin by asking you to take us back to last night. It was 8:48 p.m. that we heard the air traffic controllers recording that there had been a collision. What did you hear?
So yeah, I was getting ready to go to bed somewhere around 8:50 p.m. when I heard a loud bang bang with seconds apart from each other. Very loud, something you don't normally hear on a regular basis, something you only witness on movie theater, on a war zone. And that's what caught my attention, and I immediately turned around to look at the river. To give you a perspective how close the crash scene from my apartment, I'm going to turn around the camera for you. And this is the river where you see the entire rescue mission on the left side of the river, on the east side of the river. Still a lot of boating activities, a lot of helicopter activities. It's been called rescue mission, and we're still looking after 12 hours of the crash. So this is where I live, which, like you said, almost 3 kilometers from the crash scene by boat. 2 miles at the very most by boat from my apartment to the crash sites. And to give you also a perspective, this is the military base, and this is Reagan Airports, and the Anacostia River and the Potomac River. So it's a very, very heavy, dense area in terms of traffic. We're talking about traffic, aviation, air, boat traffics, military traffic. To give you a sense also, the military base is where the President Marine helicopter is stationed. So you can think about all of the activity in the airfield within the waterway here in DC. Something is alarming, something is crazy. To think about, we had a plane crash in Reagan Airport. Had this happened before? Yes, it happens back in the 90s. Same time of the year, a plane crashed and plunged in the river. There is a lot of challenges for the rescue team, the divers, to find any source of life in the river, given that the water is about 39 degree or like 3 degrees Celsius, 39 Fahrenheit. A lot of ice all over the Potomac because it's been frozen. The river has been frozen since inauguration day, with the water temperature keep plunging. So a lot of challenges. I've seen a lot of airboats with trying to maneuver through these ice to get to the crash sites. A lot of activities happening as we speak. A lot of helicopters, and one thing to mention as well is the water currents. The currents in the river goes upstream, downstream, and it's been probably now 13 hours since the crash happened. So there is a high possibility that any debris from the fuselage, the plane debris, human debris, they've already floated beyond the crash scenes going south, okay? So this is something to monitor if there is any sort of possible remains, possible debris that floated south the river within mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It's very possible.
And we do understand from the update that we received from officials that at this stage, 28 bodies have been recovered. It is a recovery mission now, not search and rescue. That said, when you first heard that impact that you described for us, and you also started to record what you were seeing, it was very much a search and rescue operation. There were hundreds of crews who were out there trying to locate any of the passengers who were aboard either of these aircraft. I know we have the video that you shared from that evening itself of what you could see from your window. Wondering if you can describe for me too just how different this was from the typical evening that you might see, all of the activity, because we know that it is an incredibly busy airspace on an average evening.
Absolutely. It's something you can't fathom. To say I've witnessed a plane crash in the DC area, commercial plane, American Airlines, and its subsidiaries, is something you don't hear every day. And to make it even worse, I've heard the bang. I hear the bang. It's It's loud. It's a war zone. And something I've never witnessed in my life. And it's scary to just think about the whole notion that there are victims in the water right now trying to recover their bodies. And to make it even worse, since it's a recovery mission, as you mentioned, the water temperature is cold. So people have suffered hypothermia immediately, given that the water temperature is very, very cold. Very challenging scenarios for the U.S. Coast Guard, for the D.C. Park Police. And actually, I have sources at the D.C. Park Police that they've told me since yesterday they found bodies 4 or 5. But you know, I would rather wait for the officials to come up with the statement, as you mentioned. I am devastated. I couldn't sleep last night, given the video that I just randomly posted on X and on social media that caught so much attention, and people have just been reaching out to me about the whole story.
Abadi, I want to thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your views. That is Abadi Ismail. He is an eyewitness to that mid-air collision that took place near Reagan National Airport.